My daughter is 5 years old. She was born in December of 2004. We were just really thrilled to have our first child be a daughter. Ella was a typical baby. We didn't notice anything wrong when she was a baby, but she hit all her physical milestones. She crawled at the right time, she sat up at the right time, she walked at the right time. So at about 12 or 13 months, we had a pediatrician that asked us if she was doing any pointing or any clapping or any talking. And at that point, we really hadn't heard a lot. We heard a little bit of babble. We heard mama and dada a few times. They just said, oh, it just might be a delay. She'll talk eventually. We heard stories from, pediatricians that said, oh, my son didn't talk until he was 4 and he's fine.
The latest report from the U.S. Centers for Disease Control and Prevention states that autism now affects 1 in every 110 American children. The rate in Missouri alone is 1 in 83 children. The CDC considers this growing number to be an urgent public health concern. The continued need for research, education, and funding for centers that improve the treatment and lives of people with autism is critical.
At 24 months, she was diagnosed with PDD-NOS, which is on the autism spectrum. We were really frustrated that we couldn't figure out how to help her. The Thompson Center sent Ella's coordinator, Megan, out to evaluate her. Ella didn't display anything. She wouldn't point to anything. She wouldn't look at anything. She wasn't saying anything at that point. We started out with simple program to see if we could get her to understand and do these behaviors that we asked her to do. It's been pretty grueling for her at first. Sometimes I felt like my whole life was EIBI therapy, but it was great. So it taught her that ability to verbalize. She really loved bubbles. That was one of her first things that she acted interested in. She wanted us to blow the bubbles. I wouldn't blow the bubbles until she said it. That was the painful process for Mommy, because I knew she just wanted those bubbles so bad, but she had to say bubble before she got them.
What do you say? Blow bubbles, Mommy. Big bubbles. You want a bigger bubble?
She surprised us all. She just took to it in about 2 seconds. We held it up and kept it there, and she just got it. It just clicked in her mind, and she just said bubble, and so we blew it, and then after that, it's just like it clicked in her mind that if she could verbalize these things, then she would get it.
Ella is fortunate to have wonderful support from her family and expertise from the Thompson Center. Her early diagnosis was critical in tailoring a treatment program that led to her improvement. There is no known cause and no known cure for autism. In order to make sure children diagnosed reach their fullest potential, it is important that these children are assessed and get help as early as possible. Through additional funding for treatment, funding for the education of caregivers and families, and the continued funding for research, children and families living with autism can find hope, knowledge, and the ability to take control of their lives and futures.